Good morning, yo, 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 or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday, man. Hope everybody's doing well. We got video gaming news coming up for today, May 19th. Then we'll be diving into another run of Hades 2, and then some more Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, baby. Heck yeah. All right, it's going to be a good day, and we're going to have some fun, as we always do, man. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. Let's do what we do. Let's get into video gaming news, find out what's going on in the world we love so much. And that way we can go start playing video games for the rest of the day. Go, let's do it. The Division 3 release date, speculation, news, and rumors. I'm expecting the Division 3 to be more of what the Division 1 and 2 was, which was a decent game, but repetitive, and I got tired of it fairly quickly. So, we'll see. And we just talked about yesterday how the Division, what was the name? Was it Resurgence? Is that the one that we're making that was going to be a mobile multi-platform title? They canceled that. And we'll talk about Ubisoft confirming how the microtransactions are going to work in X-Defiant. I can only... Oh, man. I feel like anytime this word is brought up, especially when you're talking about like big major developers. You playing Ghost of Tsushima, dog? You playing Ghost of Tsushima? Yeah, it's good, huh? I like it so far. I haven't played a whole lot yet, but it's pretty cool. Very addicting. Yeah, it's pretty dope, dude. It's pretty dope. Yeah. I like the fact that you just kind of start off blank slate, and there's a lot to pursue and upgrade and things like that. Yeah, you playing lethal difficulty, I'm guessing, right? I like that difficulty. It's pretty dope. It makes it feel more realistic. I really do feel like that. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Which it's nuts because you start taking on so many enemies sometimes. You know, there's a lot to figure out, but it's very good, dude. I do like it. I'm really excited about that game. It's fun. Can't wait to just keep becoming the ghost. You know, when we talk about microtransactions and it has anything to do with big major companies like Capcom or EA or Ubi or Blizzard or, you know, any of those kinds of companies, the list goes on and on. It's always a real, feels like a bleak outlook for what they're going to be doing for their games, you know. So, I can only assume here what we're going to be getting out of Ubi with their microtransactions and X-Defiant. But we'll see. We'll see. I feel like I just got a flipping like some kind of coding algorithm in text by you. a Lego Horizon game doesn't sound exciting these days. I don't know about that. I think that the Lego games have always been really solid, and for the most part, the majority of their games are really solid, and a lot of people really enjoy those titles. A lot of kids really enjoy those titles. They're usually really funny, very well developed, and a lot of fun. And yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nice, dude, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, it does have some kind of multiplayer mode in it. Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what that is yet. It's, what do they call it, like legend mode or whatever, or legendary mode or whatever. Isn't that what they call it? I think. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it yet because I haven't planned on playing that, as I want to get through the game like solo, you know. But it could be cool to like try that out in like a new game plus scenario or something like that. But I really did just want to kind of play through the game. Because when did it always have the multiplayer mode in it or whatever? And I already attached my PlayStation account to it and stuff just in case. But Legends mode, yeah, I haven't tried it either. I think the game first and foremost was developed to be like a single player campaign style game, you know, and that's why I kind of figured I would just play it that way. But I don't know much about what the multiplayer mode incorporates. I probably need to look into it a bit and see what it actually is supposed to be and do and provide as far as gameplay goes. You know, I need to look into it. Maybe we'll look into it today and see. Yeah, again, I mean, you know, there were people talking about, even here in the community, about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and there was a little bit of hype about it after the trailer came out. But, I mean, the trailer was just cinematic, dude. I agree. I think the setting for Assassin's Creed is very, very good in a Japanese setting, you know, this kind of stealthy premise and Japan, you know, in more of a ninja-esque kind of warrior setting and way. I mean, it just works well, right? Agreed. But the trailer literally showed nothing of gameplay. All it showed was cinematic. So people that are like, oh, it looks so good and everything, it's like, dog, they didn't show us anything, you know? So I agree, the setting seems really complimentary to Assassin's Creed games, but they didn't show us crap. They didn't show us anything. I'm guessing we'll probably see something done during the summer showcases, hopefully gameplay wise. We'll see. Tesla is losing Steam. The new Teslas won't support PC gaming platform Steam. Cool. I think Tesla's, I think, what's funny, I think this is actually kind of hilarious. Tesla's in the early days of Tesla were, I think, viewed as more of a luxury item for people. You know, it was like a status item because it was new, they were relatively expensive, and it's a new piece of technology too in the you know, electrical car movement, vehicle movement, and all that stuff. But the longer they've been producing them, the more that people have been finding out that they're actually manufactured like pieces of crap. So people have been overpaying for literally cars that are not manufactured very well. And it's been kind of comical to watch that, to be honest. I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks for the consumer. But I consider me not surprised coming out of some company underneath Elon Muskrat. You know what I'm saying? He just seems like, and I know there are a lot of people that talk about how smart he is and stuff like that. And I mean, okay, yeah, I'm not saying he's not maybe an intelligent person, but we're talking about a person that was also dealt a life where he was just born with a silver spoon in his mouth and has no idea what it means to like be a normal person in this world. And I don't think that he has any kind of idea of what most people in this world deal with in day in and day out. And I don't think that he can relate to people on that level. And so, sorry, but I'm not going to feel for that individual after all the stuff that I've seen him do, and that just appears real kind of gross, and whether it be to employees or the products that he turns out, or what have you, to his own family, if you want to dive into that side of it. So I feel bad for the customers, but I don't feel bad for Elon. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Apparently, the new Call of Duty game will be hitting Game Pass. I'm not surprised. I don't think anybody should really be surprised there, as Microsoft owns Activision, Blizzard, and I think the thing that people have to keep in the back of their minds is, and something we probably need to start taking a look at is, if you recall, the way that Microsoft was able to appease the European Union, or was it European as a whole, or was it just Britain? I can't remember. It might have been just Great Britain. To be able to move forward with purchasing Activision Blizzard was that they had to allow Ubi. They had to cut Ubi into this entire process of basically saying over like the next 15 years, Ubisoft was going to retain the rights to every game that came out available to stream for a streaming service. So Ubi gets the streaming rights. And then if Xbox and Microsoft want to put those games on their own streaming service that they actually own and are developing themselves, they have to license those games out from Ubi. Which I know is kind of weird, and it might take a second to wrap your head around that, but if you don't recall, that was the situation. And it might be appropriate here sometime this summer to try and dig into the details of what the lump sum was that Ubisoft had to pay Microsoft up front for that, and then what the finer details are on the back end of I'm pretty sure it was 15 years. Ubi retains those rights in perpetuity, even after those 15. Any game that comes out within those 15 years, Ubi has the streaming rights to those games forever. And there's just a lot of details we don't really have on that front that we probably need to dive a little bit deeper into and make sure that we know all of the more intricate kind of things that are happening within that deal. And is it just the streaming stuff in that area of the world, or is it streaming, those titles for streaming for across the world? I don't know. I think it's probably for everywhere, but that's one of those things that people aren't talking about. I mean, and look, Call of Duty is a game that is coming out. They're going to be putting on a streaming service. So I would assume this is a situation they're going to have to license this out from Ubi. According to the way that went down last year, that's the way that came off to me. But we need to probably take a dive into this and see. Let me do a search real quick. I think this is more what it was right here. This was October of last year. Ubisoft and Activision Blizzard's deal for cloud gaming rights. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, so I wasn't that far off the mark. Ubisoft now controls where Call of Duty, that's why I brought this up, and Activision Blizzard games show up in the cloud outside of the EU for the next 15 years. So this is something that is appropriate to be discussing right now in light of this happening, right? The Call of Duty coming to Game Pass, right? So let's talk about this. We'll talk about this. We haven't really discussed this in about half a year now, and I think a lot of people have kind of put it in hindsight. But with Call of Duty, the newest Call of Duty getting ready to release by October, November timeline, and it being put on streaming services for Microsoft, it's appropriate to go back and rehash exactly what the details are here, okay? So we're going to do that. Wait, what? GameStop shares surge again? Is this really happening again? No way. Why are all of these sites running 10 games that trick you into learning? 10 games that trick you into learning. I've seen like 10 different websites already this morning running that narrative. Yeah, Epic Games, again, Dragon Age Inquisition is free right now for the next roughly 4 days and 3 hours. So, if you're interested in getting Dragon Age Inquisition, it is free. It's the Game of the Year edition. It has all the DLC. So, on Epic, all you have to do is have an account. It's free. And you can get this PC game for free as well, as long as you have an account. And then 4 days and 3 hours from now, it'll no longer be available, and we'll have a new mystery game coming to us, okay? And it's random mode time. I almost said Romo mode time. Let's go. Weird Camp. Pika Ramen, dude. Try to get a free sub. Let's go. Get him in there. Nice, Pinky. Pinky's he's on fire this morning. Crushing it. Powering up, dude. We've talked about this past 2 days as well. Valve apparently has a new game coming our way. Not a lot of details known yet, other than it's like a mashup of apparently like Overwatch, MOBA style maybe some Team Fortress 2 stuff in there. Dota stuff. It's third person. You've got some, you're basically on a mobile styled map with lanes. You've got, apparently Bioshock Infinity with the rails that you can grab onto and zoom around the map and stuff like that. There's a lot of different stuff that we know. There's characters with different kinds of skills and abilities, obviously, things like that. And as we get more information, we'll keep diving into it. But that's the gist of it right now. Let's see. PlayStation leak shows more PS2 games finally coming to PS4 and PS5. I'm sure through PS Plus. Another one. 10 games that trick you into learning. What? Dude. So many. Why? Ten games that trick you into learning. Wait, Baldur's Gate deal? What? These are probably older games. Last chance of getting 2 games for $6. Yeah, Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Editions on Steam. We'll pull it up real quick. And we talked about this yesterday, right? What was the game that they're saying has been leaked for the next giveaway after Dragon's Age? This is not what we read yesterday. We did not read that it was Farming Simulator 22. Interesting. We're getting mixed signals here, man. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero release date may have leaked. Take a look at this. This article says, I'm fine with Switch 2 charging for game upgrades. So there's a difference though, right? Here's the difference. If a company is going to take a game and they are just going to port it straight over, nothing's upgraded. Doesn't matter. All they're doing is porting the game over to the new hardware or whatever in the console realm, then you shouldn't have to pay for that. Absolutely not. There is no logical reason why you should have to pay again for the same exact game on newer hardware when it's the same exact game. Okay? I'm a little bit more understanding of if a game has been upgraded to be like more of a remaster or something, you know, it's the next gen upgraded version, so it's got you know, some improvements to it in various forms and fashions for the and they want people to pay like a small upgrade fee if they already own the game to get the enhanced edition or whatever. I'm a little bit more understanding of that. But there's also this whole premise of, you know, taking care of your consumer and the people that already paid for that game. We've seen a few companies do this where they go, thank you. Thank you for, you know, being fans of our product and supporting us as a company in buying this product. And we've made a newer version of the same game. And we've made some enhancements. And if you already own it and you were an original purchaser of that product, then guess what? You get the upgraded version for free because we want to say thank you. And if anybody wants to buy the new version that didn't already own the regular version, you know, they just replace the regular version or whatever, you know, with the new one or what have you. And then people that don't already own it have to buy it outright. That's a little bit something that makes me feel a little bit better about companies, you know, taking care of the people that have already taken care of them. And, you know, they made the upgraded version and people want to buy it that didn't already have it. Then those people have to pay the, you know, full price of what the upgraded newer version of that game would be. Yeah. But let's be honest here. Most of the time, that's not what happens. Most of the time, and forever, ever, especially with Nintendo, like we're talking about right here, Nintendo's the worst. For the longest time, what they have done is gone, we will port Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U and make very little improvement to it, move it over to the Switch, make people double dip and buy it again if they want to play it on the new hardware. Yeah. And never bring the price down of that game ever. It's a disgusting thing they've done for a long time, and it's not like they're the only ones, but Nintendo is the worst. They are by far the worst of doing this kind of thing. So I feel like it's also a little bit weird. You want to talk about like Sony's approach to charging for game upgrades and stuff, and you want to talk about something like maybe something on their platform, specifically like The Last of Us, right? Where how long was The Last of Us out before it? What was the remakes getting? There's a remake of The Last of Us coming after the game was only out for 3 years. Right? Isn't that the case? Let's look at this. Yeah. I think it's The Last of Us Part 2, right? Is it a remake or a remaster or whatever? I think it's a remaster they're doing. Remaster, yeah. The Last of Us Part 2 came out when? In June of 2020. And the Last of Us Part 2 Remaster came out when? Not that long ago. It wasn't even like a full 4 years. Like the game got a remaster already, which was kind of ridiculous. And they were making people that already owned the game pay for the upgrade. And granted, it wasn't a lot of money, but it was still, you know, it felt kind of gross. Not only did it make Naughty Dog feel real, I mean, it made them look real kind of stale. Like they don't have anything better to do. Like they don't have any kind of good ideas to make new games with. They're like, oh, well, The Last of Us Part 2's been out for 3 years now. Let's go ahead and make a remaster of it. Like, what? You know? Come on, man. Be better than that. And not only that, but they're charging people that already owned the game for the upgraded version. And at the very least, what they could have done was said thank you to all the people that already owned the game and given them the free upgrade. And then if people didn't own the game, like I said before, they replace the original with the remastered version, and people have to buy it outright or whatever. Come on, man. But that's the scumminess of what some of these companies have become and what they do. It's kind of disgusting. So some game upgrades are appropriate to make people pay for, and some aren't, dude. I think that a lot of these companies need to take a hard look at how do you pay back your consumer that has really been there for you in the long haul and say thank you and doing the kind of thing and just, if you're going to bring these titles in more of a modern way, and those people have been supporting those titles for the long haul, and just say thank you, and then get everybody else to pay for, you know what I mean, the upgraded versions of them after they come out, if they don't own it or whatever. It's I think a very viable kind of solution to this kind of thing, where you're still taking care of your consumer and your fan base and telling them thank you at the same time. Most companies don't do that, though, unfortunately. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is so good, man. Go one more page here. See what else we got, and then we'll dive into all these, okay? GTA 6 is going to save the games industry? No. What's up, Davey? I think really what GTA 6 is going to do is going to make... It's going to set a really bad precedent for... we have already got a lot of issues on our hands as far as monetization in the industry. There are a lot of companies that think they can get away with a lot of stuff. We see a lot of companies trying to get away with more and more and more on the monetization side of things. And boy... I think GTA 6 is going to be really, really eye-opening as far as gamers are concerned, with how much monetization they're trying to implement in that game. Whether it be from how much it'll cost off the shelf all the way through the other kinds of monetization mechanics, microtransactions, battle passes, subscription stuff. You name it, it's going to be riddled with it. I really do believe that. And I think it's because it's so popular, they're going to be able to they know they can get a lot of people to pay for that kind of thing, you know? But I think what it's going to do is it's going to set even a worse premise for other companies to think they can get away with the same thing beyond what we already deal with. We already deal with a pretty bad side of that right now. And I think GTA 6 is going to compound that issue. And we'll have to deal with even more of it, because GTA 6 will get away with it. Other companies with other games most of the time will not. But they'll try. They will try. And it's going to make the industry worse, I think. Playing Hades, bit tough. Gets better the more you play. Yeah, man, that's the way a really good roguelite works. Yeah, the more you play it, the more you unlock, And the more you learn about the game mechanics, too, it's a combination of things. The more stuff you unlock, the more you learn, and the more you progress because of those two things mainly, you know? And if you haven't been coming across... How long have you been playing Hades now, dude? If you haven't been coming across duos yet, then keep your eye out for these, like, combinations of certain boons. There's specific boons that'll combine together that become very powerful, and they can give you a huge jump in how good a run can be for you. You know, got the platinum trophy for Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Nice, congrats! And the Skywalker Saga. Yeah. Skywalker Saga is supposed to be a banger. We're actually hearing right now that we're supposed to be getting Horizon Lego games coming to us in the not too distant future. Yeah. Oh, look at this idiot. Yo. Get banned, idiot. Everybody say bye bye. Get banned, idiot. About 4 hours in. Yeah. So the Hades stuff, you'll the more you play it, the more you'll get acclimated with these combinations of boons that you'll get from the different gods that sometimes will combine to form duos, and these duos can become incredibly powerful for you. It's really neat. That's all I'll say. It's good to see you, buddy. Yeah, we need a get banned bot emote, maybe something like that. Bonk the bot. Bonk the bot, dude. Or bot hammer, something like that. Yeah, it got really good reviews. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, most of the Lego games are very good. I was just talking about that earlier today, actually, in the news segment. Yep. I've played an amount of them. Yeah, funny enough you say that, Davey. The reason I was talking about it earlier is we came across an article, and I didn't pull it up. We came across an article where somebody was, like, wrote an article saying something about there's no reason to get excited about, like, a Lego Horizon game or something like that. And I was like, I don't agree with that. I'm not necessarily looking forward to playing it, but I know there are so many people that love the Lego games. They're usually developed very well. They do a very good job with developing the Lego games in a funny experience. They're a nice, chill way to play a game. And a lot of kids love them, too. They're good for kids to play and stuff. Even there are a lot of adults that love Lego games, too. But, you know, it's good for a wide variety of age ranges. And they're just a chill, nice, enjoyable experience. And almost all those games are really, really good. And so it was weird for me to see somebody writing an article saying, you know, that there's no reason to get excited about, like, a Horizon Lego game. I was like, I don't think that's true, you know? I think it'll be good. Wait, what? What do you mean you have to activate the specials you get? I don't believe this. FIFA is a terrible organization. I don't believe that, you know, as much as I'm not a fan of EA either, but... Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, let's stick with these articles, man. Let's dive in here. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero release date may have leaked. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero looks to be continuing a release date tradition this fall. Dragon Ball fans have been expecting Dragon Ball Sparking Zero to release at some point this year, despite neither Bandai nor Spike Chunsoft giving it so much as a release year. But if a new leak proves itself to be accurate, we may finally know when the new Dragon Ball game will release. According to some data mining efforts focused on Bandai Namco's site, it's been stated that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero may be releasing later this year on October 1st for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC platforms. News of this supposed release date for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero comes from the YouTuber Sergio MER, whose channel sprang back to life this week with a new video talking about the leak's date. According to Sergio, information publicly available from data mining Bandai's site indicates that Sparking Zero will release on October 1st. Based on the presentation of information, different Bandai games listed on the publisher's site are shown with specific entries specific to each game that include their title, a specific ID for the game, and the release date. Some information was omitted about the games that don't yet have release dates, given that the topic here was focused only on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. The YouTuber acknowledged that there were some slight inconsistencies with some of the information given, that the release date for Elden Ring was inaccurate and doesn't line up with the release date of Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. But aside from that and one other example, the rest of the dates line up perfectly, which gives reason to believe that the one given for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is accurate as well. You can see it right here. 10/1 of 2024. Alright, so there you go. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero release date may have leaked here. This is not official again, but that's a pretty solid piece of information to go off of. So if you've been excited about a new Dragon Ball game coming your way, probably annotate this date as unofficial. Little grain of salt here, but pretty substantial. So, about 5 more months, probably have a new Dragon Ball game coming your way. Epic Game Store free game for May 23rd leaked. This is contrasting to what we heard yesterday, by the way. So basically what this says is that the leaked information is stating that Farming Simulator 22 will be the next free game on Epic after what we have right now, which is Dragon's Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition. Very good game. It's definitely worth grabbing for free if you're interested on Epic's platform right now. And then it'll be available for the next 4 days and roughly almost 3 hours. So if you want it, now's the time to grab it. But in roughly a little over 4 days now, it will no longer be available and we'll have a mystery game. Well, yesterday we'd heard it was, what? I can't even think of it now. Let me see real quick. I've got it right here. There it is. So this is what we heard yesterday. We heard yesterday that the next free game was going to be Insurmountable. Now we're hearing today that it's going to be Farming Simulator 22. So, I don't know what to think now. We're getting 2 days in a row of different information about what game is to come next on Epic. It could potentially be either one of these. It could be something totally different. I don't know. But this is the information we're getting right now. Either Insurmountable or Farming Simulator 22 potentially coming our way for the next free game on Epic, okay? PlayStation leak shows more PS2 games finally coming to PS4 and PS5. Several PlayStation 2 games are already playable on the PS4 and 5 consoles via PS Plus Premium subscription. But as any PS Plus subscriber will tell you, the classic games that the subscription service has gotten ever since the new tiers were announced have left something to be desired. The PS2 library of games, in particular, has been sparse when it comes to PlayStation Plus Premium options. But if a new leak means what PlayStation fans think it does, that drought may finally be coming to an end soon. Because a classic Star Wars game from the PS2 era just popped up on the PlayStation Store recently with a promising listing that indicated it was planned for both the PS4 and 5 consoles. For context, PS2 games playable on modern consoles have so far been restricted to PS4 versions of the games that also happen to be playable on the PS5. So the newly discovered listing for Star Wars The Clone Wars is even more exciting, given that the listing has it down for both the PS4 and 5 consoles. The listing wasn't supposed to be up and reveal as much as it did, however, given that the PlayStation Store listing for Star Wars The Clone Wars has already been taken down. Screenshots from the listing showed that the blocky PS2 game looking very much as it did back when it released on the console many years ago, but the listing promised new features like quick saves, a rewind function, and more. Below are more details captured from the PlayStation Store listing before the PS2 game disappeared. Alright, so there you go. Looks like the Clone Wars is coming to PS4 and 5 via PS Plus. Quite potentially, anyways. If you're into Baldur's Gate, as many people are now because of Baldur's Gate 3, you can play or purchase and play the previous two entries at a very reduced price. The 2-pack deal on Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition comes courtesy of Fanatical, which has a sale right now on a bundle of the two games, though you'll have to have a PC to play them, since the games included here are the Steam versions. Thankfully, due to the age of these games, they're not nearly as tasking as Baldur's Gate 3, so you should have no problem running them if you get anything out of Baldur's Gate 3. So $6 total on Fanatical for both games. Deal doesn't last much longer. The deal will end at 7 p.m. Eastern Time today. That is roughly 12 hours from now. 12 and a half hours from now. No. 11 and a half hours from now. I think. Right around there. So, if you want Baldur's Gate games for far less than their normal price, now's the time. Alright? I'll link this for you guys if you want to go take a look. Understand this. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were not made by Larian. They're not made by the same company that made Baldur's Gate 3. They are still traditional Dungeons & Dragons games, and they are iconic. Very, very good.
Vault Chaplain 707 is raiding with 1 viewers.
What up, brother? Yo, go follow Vault. Vault's our dude. Been playing some Grounded, and now I'm sad-faced. What up, Ferret? What up, dude? Everybody go throw a follow at Vault. Show some of that community love, dude. We love Vault. Thanks for the raid, brother. How you doing, man? Happy Sunday. How was the Grounded gameplay? What up, dude? So just know that Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are great, iconic video games, but they are not made by Larian. Different developer. Okay, so just know that. And they are older at this point, too. These are older games, but still very traditional Dungeons & Dragons games. Highly recommend going and taking a look at grabbing these for $6. Yeah. Close to the end? Nice, dude. Nice. That's awesome. The Division 3. Did I get that link put in? I did, didn't I? Yeah. There you go. Okay. The Division 3 release date, speculation, news, and rumors. Ferret, how was the wife's birthday, dude? So, we just read the other day by way of our buddy Soup. He gave us a bit of information, a Twitter post that, what was it, The Division Heartland, isn't that what they were going to name that game? Got canceled. That was supposed to be a mobile / multi-platform title that they were working on, and apparently they axed it. So Ubi is no longer going to be finishing / releasing The Division Heartland. I think that's what it was going to be called. But we covered that the other day, and here we are with The Division 3 release date, speculation, news, and rumors. For many fans of looter shooters, it's hard to find a series quite as compelling as The Division. With 2 successful games in the franchise already under its belt, Ubi is clearly aware that it's a meaningful part of its ever-expanding catalog. It's unsurprising that it's hard at work on a third entry. With the advent of newer hardware and a heap of lessons learned from the first 2 games, The Division 3 is all but certain to land with a bang and further cement the franchise as one of Ubi's most beloved. We know The Division 3 is in development at Massive Entertainment with Julian Garrity as the executive producer. Beyond that, though, not much has been shared about what to expect from the game yet. Even so, here's everything we know about The Division 3. Release date is probably going to be sometime next year, if not later. As of May 15th, like I just talked about, Ubisoft canceled The Division Heartland, which was set to be a free-to-play spinoff in the same universe as the first 2 titles in the series. The cancellation should not speed up Division 3 because it's a different studio that was working on it. The expectation here, not official though, is that the game will be on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Given the potential for the next Nintendo console to finally house a bit more power than the Switch, there's a slight possibility it could end up on Nintendo's platform too. We'll have to wait and see. It can be played solo just as the other games, but it will have a big advantage of being played multiplayer. We know that. No pre-orders yet or anything. That's the gist to take away from this. Look, here's my thoughts on The Division. I own both of the first ones, or the first and the second Division. They were okay. They weren't mind-blowing. I love loot and shooters. And I feel like they were games that just got to feeling very repetitive very quickly, honestly. It scratched my itch for looter shooters for a little bit, and then it was just like, meh, just the same crap over and over. I don't know. That's the way both those games ended up feeling to me. And the first one felt like that, and then the second one was coming, and I was like, the first one had pretty good core to it, and I was just hopeful that the second one would evolve a bit more to not feel as much like the first one, and it didn't really. Felt quite a bit like the first one, and I was like, well, okay. So I won't be buying this third one. I won't. I'll sit back and watch and see what other people say about it, because I just didn't feel like the first 2 gave me what I was looking for really in the long term for a game like this, like a live service, type of loot and shoot game. So we'll see though. We'll see how they do. Another Ubisoft article. Ubisoft confirms how X-Defiant microtransactions will work. In a recent blog post, there's no L in there, Ubisoft outlined the monetization plans for X-Defiant, the soon-to-launch first-person shooter that's totally free to play. As you might expect, there will be plenty of optional purchases in X-Defiant, but Ubi has pledged there will be no pay-to-win mechanics. The full breakdown provided below details how your money can be spent in X-Defiant. Yes. Davey, yes. Yeah, so you can gift like all the NPCs and Olympians and stuff. Yeah, you can gift them all. So the thing is, there will be yeah. So it gets a little bit. There will be different kinds of gifts that I think, if I remember correctly. You start off with one certain kind, and then you'll get to a certain point where they want something different. Maybe, you know? That's kind of the best I'll give you. But it is important to raise their, like, affinity by giving them gifts. The game has to be replayed, like, 10 times or something. Well, I mean, that's literally, you know, it's one of those types of games where I didn't like. I mean, if you want to 100% that game, you're going to be doing a lot of runs. You know what I mean? I didn't 100% it. I got a lot. I mean, I did a lot of winning runs and everything. You know. There is, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the game's over either. You know what I mean? There's like there's more of a like a true ending to it. You know? Yeah, that's exactly, yeah. That's a rouge like for you. It's very rougey. I'm just messing around. But no, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Same. I'm playing with you, bro. That's the same thing I was getting ready to say, Vault. Yeah, I mean, that's literally the epitome of a very good roguelike, right? Is that you'll get to a point where maybe you feel like you've kind of beat the game in essence. You've gotten the true ending of the game, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily over either. Because a lot of times they're just so much fun to continue doing runs in. And there's a lot of side pieces like you're talking about with the increasing your affinity with all the NPCs and trying to unlock everything in the game and stuff like that. And Hades is one of those games that's built very, very well like that to make you want to keep playing, keep doing runs, keep unlocking new stuff, you know? And so it's definitely one of those games. And I think the thing that's nice about it is that it's not super involved storyline wise or you know, like quest line wise or anything like a lot of very deep RPGs are. So if you're just feeling like you're having a day where you want to do something chill, you can just pick up Hades and just play it. And it's not like you're gonna forget where you are or what you were doing or anything like that necessarily, you know what I mean? It's a very nice game to just be able to pick up and put down. It's so good like that, but it is very involved with how much you need to do to be able to unlock everything. And I know how you are, Davey. I know you like to 100% your games and get all the achievements and all that stuff. So you'll probably be at it for a good hot minute. You know what I mean? There's a lot to do, but it's very good. It is. And I think that, you know, the sentiment of having to replay the game 10 times, or it's going to vary from person to person. Everybody, you know, a lot of it is based on, you know, your RNG, your luck, how quickly you're getting things unlocked and upgraded and stuff like that. And it just depends, you know, it just depends greatly. Amazing customization options here. Ubi has stressed a critical point by stating boldly there will be no pay-to-win elements in X Defiant. Let me be very clear here, okay? How many times have we heard these giant studios say, we will never put pay to win in our game, and then 6 months after the release, they do it? So it's good to hear it, but they need to stick to it, right? So They love to say this kind of thing because they know that gamers love to hear it, right? But just because they say it doesn't mean that we can trust them wholly in perpetuity to stick by this notion, right? So we'll have to wait and see if they actually stick to this or not. It was confirmed that any gameplay impacted content can be both purchased and earned in-game, which means that users can either get their hands on something immediately or grind the game and unlock it over time, which means you can pay to progress faster. You can grind to unlock, or you can pay to progress faster, which is, for some people, really riding that line of pay to win in some cases. It just depends on each specific scenario. You know, I've seen it work and where I didn't feel like it was pay to win. I've also seen it where it did feel like pay to win. We'll have to see how they implement that. XDefiant will reward players for investing their time and effort into the game. It was revealed. That means that even going on a losing streak will reward you with experience points and content. Here are the kinds of rewards you'll unlock for progressing through the game. Battle Pass rewards. So there's Battle Passes. Should have expected that. In-game challenges, Ubisoft Connect challenges, weapon mastery, and participation rewards. Weapon mastery? Yeah, exactly, Ferret. Yeah, that's why I always say that. Because these companies, before games release, they love to feed us full of baloney, dude. You know, feed us full of the crap that they know we want to hear, and then after the fact go, well, you know, our strategy's changed. We're going to need all your wallets. Put all your wallets in this bag. Okay? Yo, did you answer me earlier? You didn't, did you? You're ignoring me today? What's the deal, dude? How was the wife's birthday, dude? And participation rewards. You get participation trophies in this game, guys. I don't know if I can play this one. Our goal is to be providing amazing customization options that reward all of the matches, victories, and even defeats that you put into the game. We know being able to display your identity as a player is important, so customization will be key to the XDefiant experience. Big surprise. To that end, players will be able to both unlock and purchase character and weapon skins, MVP player animations, player cards, and emoji packs. Players will also be prompted to purchase some premium battle pass when they start playing XDefiant. There will also be a free pathway that will reward players with less prestigious unlocks. Are you going to invest any extra money in XDefiant, guys? Oh, that sucks, Ferret. Boo. Sorry, dude. Bummer. Hopefully it's not too much of a hassle. Is anybody planning on playing this? Is it only available through launch trailer 2 days ago? Let's take a look at this. Brother, what happened? There we go. Let's watch this real quick. Putt golfing though. Let's go. Nice, dude. Awesome. Two days ago, launch trailer. Let's see it. I like doing some putt golfing, dude. It's fun. Funny enough, True just took her son to Top Golf for his birthday. I haven't gotten to ask her how that went, though. We'll have to ask her today. That's Splinter Cell, dude. You're not fooling me. I mean, they do own the rights to all the Tom Clancy stuff, right? So, not a surprise. I've never been to Top Golf, dude, either. I'd just make an ass of myself, I'm sure.
Target spot. Flashbang out.
I like golfing, but I've only been like 3 or 4 times in my life. I had a really good time doing it. I can hit a golf ball okay, but the majority of my life was spent hitting baseballs, man. So it's a really weird thing trying to like go from being trained to having a level swing to like uppercutting everything, you know? Weird. Reload now, xdefiant.com. When did they say this was coming? It didn't even say? Does it not even say? What? I figured they'd have a date on this. May 21st, huh? 2 days! Well, wonder if it'll be worth checking out. We might have to try to check it out. I love FPS games, dude. You know? And, I mean, it's free, so why not give it a shot? We'll just try it out. Here's one of the things. Yeah, I played that one. It wasn't that great. Okay, dude. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing, dog. They do have weapon masteries in this too, which I'm kind of excited to see what this relates to. Ferret's like, I'm out of here. This guy's an asshole. Oh, dude. I still feel so tired, dude. My God. It's so hard to keep replies going. Yeah. No, you're good, brother. What are you making to eat this morning, dude? I'm hungry. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll try out some XDefiant a couple of days from now and see how it feels. That might be a play. That might be a play. Yeah, yeah. So, lastly, let's talk about this real quick. Spam and rice? Oh, brother. What about no egg? No egg off in there, dude? I mean, you're talking my language, brother. Oh, I gotta show you. Not a big egg guy, really? Brother. Dude, some scrambled egg with rice and like fry up the spam first. Fry up some spam and then throw in some rice and egg and scramble that all up together. Oh my God. I love it, dude. I gotta show you guys what my wife bought me yesterday. We've got like a little like an Asian food market here in town. My wife bought me these like it's almost like fish jerky. And she was like, I figured you'd try it, you know. It's good. Eggs and cakes, muffins and biscuits. There you go, dude. Yeah, see, I'm trying not to eat that kind of stuff anymore. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to stay away from. I'll eat the eggs and just try to leave the carbs out of it. I'm trying not to eat carbs anymore, dude, really, for the most part anyways. Unless it's something like quinoa, like grains, like whole grains, you know, I'm okay with a little bit of some carbs and some whole grains, especially if it's like high in protein stuff like quinoa or something, but trying to stay away from a lot of the carbs, dude. I've gotten so bad about eating trash carbs all the time. Oh, yeah, the boiled eggs and stuff. Yeah, fair, yeah. It's turkey. Yeah. That's exactly what it is, Paul. I'll show you guys here in a little bit. I ate a piece of it yesterday, and I was like, this is actually pretty good. But I'm one of those types of people, you know what I mean? Yeah, fair, yeah. I'll eat sardines, dude. I love oysters, you know, like things like that. And it's not like the jerky's like, it's like, I think what is it, like boiled fish that's been deboned and everything, and then it gets dried, like dehydrated. So it's like totally cooked and everything, you know. Oh, dude, you have chickens? No way, dude. I would love to have some chickens. That's sick, dude. Oh, I bet it does, Ferret. Yeah, no, see, I'm the same way, though. I'm not a big fan of, like, I mean, I'll eat it just out of the can or whatever, but I like to fry it up, too. I like to fry it up. I'll cut it into, like, slices about that thick, and then just fry it up in, like, a pan. Usually what I'll do is I'll, like, put some green onion in there, a little bit of some garlic, put some sriracha in there, too. Boy, maybe a little bit of some soy sauce. You know, even some red pepper flake or something, maybe if I don't want to do the sriracha, you know, just some red pepper flake or something, and fry it up in a pan. And spam, fried spam, boy, so good. Vault, I'm jealous, dog. Yeah. Do you have a favorite chicken, dude? Chickens are cool, man. Chickens are cool. Spam and egg sandwich, absolutely, dude. Yeah, no doubt. For sure. I agree. Spam wasabi is really good too, dude. Just get like the spam rice and seaweed, you know what I mean? God, dude, I love that. So good. So good. All right, let's quit talking about food for a second. I'm about to get some food in just a second. I'm getting starving now. I'm starving. Let's talk about this real quick. So the reason I have this up, obviously, this article is from October of last year, but I wanted to talk about this. You got a fluffy one? No, no way, brother. You gotta post a picture in the pet section of the Discord of her. No, I want to see her, dude. Yo, yeah, that's awesome. I want to see her, dude. That's awesome. Oh, dude. Oh, brother. You know what you should have done? Fair. You should have just, like, dangled it in your mouth and, like, sucked on it and, like, licked it and everything and, like, grossed your wife out. That would have been awesome. Sookie, I think, is what she is, not Fluffy. Oh, okay. Yeah. I got to see a picture, dude. If you can put one in the, like, the Discord of the pet section or something, that'd be awesome, man. Yeah. Fresh eggs are so good too. Yeah. All right. So what we've been talking about between yesterday and today was, you know, obviously there's a new Call of Duty coming our way, right? A new Call of Duty is coming out between October and November of this year because that's what they do. A new Call of Duty every single year, right? Yo, Soup, what's up, buddy? Hey, man, did you see what I tagged you with in Discord yesterday? So new Call of Duty's coming out. And what I wanted to bring up is, obviously, the big news is that this is the first real Call of Duty that is being released post the Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, right? And so it's being announced that it's being released on Game Pass, yeah? And what I wanted to bring up is for everybody that doesn't remember what happened to appease the like European Union. Was it the European Union or the Britain Union? I can't remember. We'll find out in here. But last year, about 6 months ago, in order for them to get approval in either Britain or Europe to, I think it was Britain, to purchase Activision Blizzard. They had to finagle this situation where basically Ubisoft was going to control the streaming rights, the cloud rights, and everything of basically all of Activision Blizzard's games that came out for the next 15 years, and in perpetuity for all the games that came out in that period, right? So there's this weird situation that I don't think a lot of people are talking about right now or remember about what happened last year to finalize the sale of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft, and what that means right now for the fact of potentially, well, I'm diving back into these details to see what this potentially means for the fact that Microsoft and Xbox is now putting their new Call of Duty on Game Pass on release this year, right? So I wanted to kind of rehash these details for myself and for everybody else around here so we know what this means, right? So basically, Microsoft's giant Activision Blizzard deal completed in October of last year, right? It means Ubisoft has now obtained cloud streaming rights for Call of Duty, all other current Activision Blizzard games, and any coming over the next 15 years. If you don't remember this, you just platinumed V Rising, dude. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Yo. GG's, dog. That's great. Awesome, man. So if you did not remember, this is how they were able to get this deal done, right? So Ubi had to be brought in as like a middleman, and they have obtained the cloud streaming rights for all of Activision Blizzard's games and any other coming over the next 15 years. And that's in perpetuity. Perpetuity. All of those games forever. It was a key concession from Microsoft that helped get the deal over the line with UK regulators. That's what it was. UK regulators. What does it all mean? So, Ubisoft now controls where Call of Duty and other Activision Blizzard games show up on cloud gaming services, with the exception of EU countries and the various cloud gaming deals Microsoft signed previously. So what happened here was Ubisoft had to pay Microsoft a big lump sum up front to be a part of this deal. Just know that. So I don't remember how much it was. They might tell us right here, but Ubisoft had to pay a ton of money up front to be able to obtain these rights. But it's a big deal for them too. If you live in a country that's part of the European Economic Area, EEA, which includes EU countries and also Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway, then you'll get a free license to stream via, quote, any cloud game streaming service of their choice. All current and future Activision Blizzard PC and console games that you have purchased. If you're outside the EEA, then it's up to Ubi which services get cloud streaming rights for the Activision Blizzard games, including licensing these back to Microsoft to include in Xbox Cloud Gaming. So this is where it gets really weird too, right? Soup. So this is where it gets really weird also, though. So even though Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard, Microsoft is going to have to license their own games for cloud streaming from Ubi. Isn't that wild? In theory, Ubi could deny Microsoft a license for future Activision Blizzard games, but in reality, that's extremely unlikely to happen. Microsoft will need to pay a wholesale arrangement fee to license Activision Blizzard games for its cloud services, though. Also legally possible for Ubi to offer Activision Blizzard games exclusively on certain cloud providers, but again, very unlikely. I say unlikely because unlike secret details in the games industry for exclusivity or to keep games off Game Pass, everyone knows Ubi is controlling the rights here, and the company would face a backlash if it attempted to deny or block games from certain cloud services. Cloud providers will also still be offered a free license to stream these games in EU markets thanks to the European Commission remedy. So the deal with Ubi means that Activision Blizzard games will now be available on Ubisoft Plus, the company's game subscription service. Work begins on bringing these games to Ubi's subscription today. Not clear when they'll be available. Right, we talked about that last year. The Activision Blizzard games will also be available on a variety of cloud gaming services, thanks to the deals Microsoft struck to appease EU regulators, which is Nvidia. You remember when Sony shot them down? You remember that? One of the first companies that Microsoft went to try and get through this situation with Sony and PlayStation. And they were like, what if we put Activision Blizzard games on your platform or whatever? And Sony was like, no, get wrecked. And Microsoft went, okay. And then they went to everybody else. Nvidia, Nintendo. Nintendo right away was like, yeah, cool, man. And Nvidia was like, wait, we're mad because we don't get your games. And they were like, oh, you want to be a part of this? And Nvidia was like, yeah. Microsoft was like, okay, here's the deal. And Nvidia was like, cool, we're friends. You know, Sony was like literally the only company that got left out because they didn't want to sign. And this happened anyways. So there's Nvidia, Boosteroid, Inware, Ubisoft, EE. Microsoft has signed deals with Nintendo and Sony lastly, but Sony only got Call of Duty, whereas Sony could have had all their previous Activision Blizzard games and everything too, but those are no longer part of it, right? So the reason I bring this up is because I don't think a lot of people are remembering that this was part of this deal that happened last year. And what this means for the back end of what has to be done in regards to everything that's happening with like the new Activision Blizzard titles coming, specifically when we talk about Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty coming out in November or October. I think it might be coming in October this year. October, that's being announced. They're putting it on their streaming service, right? So this all plays a part in this really weird situation of cloud gaming and streaming and all that stuff that had to be done to finagle this deal to be able to be compliant with regulators across different countries and regions in the world, and what that means for what Xbox is having to do in regards with like Ubi and stuff to even just put the game on their own subscription service. That's why I wanted to bring this back up and talk about this. Because a lot of people are talking about all these sites. We've seen all these sites for the past 3 days. The new Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass. And that's not really a big surprise, right? What people aren't thinking about is what this is actually having to happen on the back end of all of this now. That people forgot was part of this entire deal last year between all of these companies, right? So don't forget that this is all part of that. I just wanted to refresh everybody's memory about this situation. Kind of wild, man. It's kind of wild. That's the news, my dudes. Who wants to try some X Defiant on Tuesday? I might try X Defiant on Tuesday. I think that might be a play. We just try it out. It's free to play. If you guys want to try out X Defiant, it releases on Tuesday. And, I like shooters. I'm not great at shooters, but I like shooters. So if anybody wants to play with me on Tuesday, then, get it downloaded. Let's play a little bit of it and see how it is. Why not? I know it's Ubi. Puts a little bit of a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, but they've been doing some decent stuff here lately. Let's see what X Defiant's like. The stream's not over, man. We've got video games coming up. Thanks to everybody that was here for the news segment that we just kind of finished up. If anybody's been hanging out and you're not familiar with what we usually do, This is how we start all of our streams 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday. We're here doing this, trying to stay current on what's happening in the world of video games, trying to promote a healthier place for all of us as gaming enthusiasts, the just lovers of video games, and the people that consume this content on the constant. You know, quite often we get railroaded. I think a lot of people have gotten used to it, to the point of not even really being super cognizant of the fact that it's happening to us anymore. So a lot of where I feel like my responsibility comes in to try and make people aware of where we might be getting taken advantage of by some of these scummier corporations in the industry, and call them out while also, you know, shining a light on some of the better companies and developers and publishers that do well by us, that should be supported, you know. So that's a lot of what we do here, man. We take the first of all of our streams every day. Again, every day but Wednesday, starting at roughly 6 a.m. CST, CDT. That's 7 a.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Pacific. And we're just try and raise awareness about how to promote a healthier video gaming industry and place for all of us that enjoy this form of entertainment. You know, we've got an amazing community here, awesome people, always having a good time, spreading good vibes, promoting a safe, welcoming environment for everybody that wants to be a part of this, being void of negativity and toxicity, being civil when we need to be civil about maybe having differing opinions or what have you, and just enjoying the world of video games, man. That's what it's all about. So if you can dig that, come be a part of it. We're always looking to grow our community in the right way and have more people be a part of what we do. So that's all for the news. We're gonna I'm gonna run us an outro real quick to kind of sum up the video gaming news segment for today. But as soon as it's over, I'll be right back up here, and we will start getting prepared for playing a run of Hades 2, and then having some fun with Ghost of Tsushima for the rest of the day, okay? So I'm not going anywhere. You guys hang tight. Let me run this outro, and I'll be right back, and we'll start playing games, okay? You guys rock. See you in a second.